And this is Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Services and the Direct Marketing Club of New York at the Data Innovators of the Year Award dinner, and we had a chance to meet our award winner tonight, Joe Zawadzki. Joe, great to meet you. You represent the company MediaMath, and tell us a little bit about how you got into this field of managing data and working in data marketing.
Well, sure. Like a lot of people, I think an accidental marketer, and we're trying to do lots of things to start bringing marketing and specifically, data-driven marketing and analytics earlier into the people's careers in terms of how they think about it. But back in 1999, saw an opportunity to use the latest and greatest in terms of technology to start making the promise of digital and the reality of digital equal to the promise, and have just been plugging away. I've been plugging away for 20 years, looking to sort of bring technology, quantitative sciences, data into this domain, and really focused on transforming the discipline of marketing that, for 100 years has had this tagline about, 50% of my advertising dollars are wasted, and I just don't know which half, and being very frustrated that was the tagline for a profession, and realizing that there was a opportunity to change that, to really make it a fundamentally different approach to marketing that connected, consumer insight and consumer desire directly to what a marketer was trying to accomplish, and be a facilitator of those very productive, outcomes-oriented, relationships. Using digital media, using data sciences, using algorithmic decisioning, and hopefully bringing it together and sort of ushering in a more effective marketing practice.
And you mentioned some principles, some guidelines in your remarks tonight, and one of them we always believe in being outcome focused. What are some of the other guidelines that you work with your clients and at your company?
I mean, the two primary ones, I think it is that it's a real focus around driving outcomes, thing one. So, can you create incremental value in the world? And then most importantly, I think, is marrying that to this idea of like sharing is caring, or identifying win-wins, across the board, right? Between brands and consumers, and then across the entire ecosystem that supports that of media, technology, data, marketing services, agencies, et cetera. It really does, sounds cliche, but it takes a village, right? And by driving incremental outcomes and then being really focused on sharing them, you create these long-term partnerships where you can really affect like long-term change. I call it Canadian capitalism. It's kind of what we learned in kindergarten, and I think it's the way that we move this whole industry forward.
And tell us a little bit about your firm, if you would, MediaMath. I know you're very involved with programmatic advertising.
Yeah, so we're, I guess, the largest programmatic buy-side platform. So, provide software to advertisers and agencies, really helping them connect the entire digital supply chain to their business goals, right? As deeply as possible. So, provide the software, the services, the analytic tools, optimization, et cetera, in order to make the promise of programmatic and ultimately the transformation of marketing happen.
Absolutely. What's your favorite aspect about the work that you do and working with your clients?
Well, there's client work, which is it's fascinating, right? To do the job well, you actually have to understand the business of clients, not just at the specific vertical level, but you actually have to understand the differences between client A and client B within a particular vertical. Have to understand the org design, because a lot of where the changes that are happening right now revolve around really is almost changing how the practice of marketing happens, and therefore the organizational design and the roles of people in it. And it's a pretty broad sweeping change. We've still got a generation ahead before the kinetic energy matches the potential energy, and so that's fascinating, right? And it's different than, I think, being a consultant, which admirable in and of its own right, but you actually get to implement the things that you do. You get to implement it in code, and you actually get to affect change in the world, which is like you get to finish the thought, and that's a pretty motivating idea that you're not just changing an industry or a profession, but like getting to impact real businesses in real ways. One, and then number two, I think, is it really is people. It's like it is an awesome opportunity to be able to attract a bunch of people that are themselves attracted to sort of the growth, the energy, the dynamicism, the change, like people that are change agents themselves, and somehow having created something that brings 700 of them into the office globally every day, and working on the same mission and heading in the same direction. It's I feel humbled and honored by it.
Well, it's great to see you. Congratulations on being named the Data Innovator of the Year from the Direct Marketing Club of New York, and our best wishes.
Thank you, sir.
Great to see you. This is Ken Kreitzer in New York City for the Direct Marketing Club of New York and CBSI Services.